Hello, everyone. Gary Laubach, Mike Joseph. Hard to believe, but our final Behind the Mic for the football season this year. And it's always the most important Behind the Mic because it deals with the Lafayette Lehigh football game, number 154. Both teams, I think, are coming in a little bit banged up. Both teams are coming in probably with a record that they didn't think they would have at this point in the season, as Lehigh comes in with a 2-8 record. Lafayette right now sitting at 3-7. So we'll spend a little time looking at the Army game first. Mike was there. He was on the sideline. And, you know, I talked about four things last week I thought they needed to do. Respectability. I think they got that. Check that one off. Injury-free. We got a few people banged up. I would think they'll probably be back for this ball game. Be sensible. I think that the coaches were very sensible about what they did. And you and everyone else there enjoyed the environment.
Well, the environment was phenomenal. I mean, it's just what an atmosphere to see, 40,000 people there, just cheering and going crazy, and the cadets. I mean, it's an amazing atmosphere to go, and it's a once-in-a-lifetime atmosphere, and I think the kids all enjoyed it. The first couple series of the game, a little nervous on both sides of the ball, but Lafayette, they forced a field goal very early. They went back. They got a turnover early in the game as well, tied the game. So from that point on, I think they got their feet on the ground, and I was totally impressed with the offensive line. I was totally impressed with our defensive line, the linebackers. Everybody, I thought, gave all effort for 60 minutes, and it was an enjoyable situation.
And I think you always run the risk when you go up against an FBS team as strong as Army is. They're a very, very good football team, of being demoralized. That didn't happen. We actually have to come off the field feeling pretty good.
Yeah, I would think so, especially scoring a touchdown late in the game there and touching, getting that to 31-13. In fact, it was 24-6 at the time, and we had a punt blocked, which was huge, and it turned into a touchdown. So without that, 24-13, some people say, well, Army played it a little easy. I don't think so. I mean, I saw the Army starters in there. I saw their fullback in there. I saw their quarterback in there. They've been running a two-quarterback offense. Their defensive players did not come off the field, so Lafayette did move the football. I love their end of the half drive where they got the football down and got a field goal for Jeff Cordenbrock. What an atmosphere for him to kick 2 field goals there. They did struggle a little bit on special teams, obviously, with the punt that cost them.
All right, let's turn our attention to Lehigh. Army is gone, so we have to stop thinking about that. The people that are basically the stars on the Lehigh team, Brad Mays, Dom Bragalone, they're both seniors. I think I get the feeling that if Bragalone is healthy, they will feed the beast. That this is his final game, and he has been their star. He was the Patriot League preseason player of the year. He won't get that award. I think it's going to be Bragalone's day to win the game and our job to stop him.
Yeah, I think it goes back, they have to maybe take on a little bit of the Lafayette persona in games that Lafayette has won. They got to run the football. They got to take a little bit of pressure off that offensive line. They got to set up the play-action pass to get the ball to Porter Real, similar to what Lafayette has to do. But Bragalone comes into the game with just over 600 yards rushing. Last year, obviously 1,000 yards. He's had a wonderful career. If he's healthy, again, concussion issues he's had all season long. He's had issues with the ankle. But for them to stay in the game, I think time of possession, for them to run the football, control the line of scrimmage is key for them, and Bragalone's the key for that.
Their offensive numbers are nothing like they had last year when they won the Patriot League championship. They're averaging 300 yards of offense, just 103 yards on the ground. That's kind of unheard of with the way they felt coming into the season. They get just around 200 yards per game. But, Mike, they're only averaging 14.9 points per game, so their numbers offensively are kind of similar to ours.
They are 14.9 points. Lafayette 14 points. But the big question mark the whole year has been Brad Mays, and I think it's a matter of the targets that he has. I mean, there's no Pelletier out there, but he has Porter Real, who's caught 50 passes, and I think Lafayette, you can hone in on him on third downs. Made a big third down catch last year in the 38-31 win, but he is a little bit of a different player. I think he's got to scan the field a little more. He can't just find one guy, find the matchup he likes. He's got to scan the field. Lafayette's job is going to be able to put pressure on him. They have to bring a guy like Malik Ham. This could be an MVP game for Malik Ham. He's got to bring it up front. Greenhill, another guy that's been fantastic for us, a little overlooked. Breedlove. Those 4 guys up front for Lafayette have to control the game, and Brad Mays has got to find a way to escape and make plays with his legs.
And, of course, I think we're climbing the mountain a little bit. 3 years ago, we only had 1 win. 2 years ago, 2 wins. Last year, we had 3 wins. We've got 3 wins right now. I think it's so important for the progress of this football program to get win number 4.
Yeah, it's huge just to get that 4th win. If you go back to 2009, the win that Lehigh had when they were 2-8 and Lafayette was 8-2. That propelled them to a bunch of championships, propelled Andy Cohen to a great career, and that one big play that Al Pierce made on the interception, and everybody remembers that. But that fourth win for Lafayette could push them into a great spring, push them into obviously moving forward with this program. It is so important to get that win. A loss could be really devastating.
Mike's going to talk inside the huddle about our rushing game and how we have to run the football, and we certainly have to do that. In fact, I think one of the huge goals is to get over 100 yards rushing in this game. I think we have to create turnovers. Lehigh has 23 of them this year.
Yeah, we have to be able to get our hands on footballs, whether it's tips, fumbles, those type of things. I mean, any short fields that we can work with is going to be good. But running the football, ground and pound, got to be able to run it in there. The games that we have won, we've run the ball tremendous. The Fordham game, over 280 yards. We have to run the football. And anytime you look back, if you have any history with Lafayette, and you look at Lafayette, the way they beat Lehigh is to run the football. They have to do that. And I go more. I go 150 yards, almost 200 yards. Keep it on the ground, run the play action pass. Off that, you should be able to get Pearson deep.
Well, that sounds like a formula to stop this three-game Lehigh winning streak. We need to get this football game. I would be remiss, since this is our last show, not to thank John Sabino and his crew for a job very well done. Thanks to all of you who have spent a little bit of your time each week to spend time with us behind the mic. It has been fun. It always is. For Mike, I'm Gary. Stay with us for basketball.